You think you know dangerous creatures, but most people are completely wrong about them. Today we're looking at 12 creatures that most people want to kill the moment they see them. But the truth is, many of them are far more important than you ever imagined. Stick till the end because number 12 is on another level. Creature 1, Tarantula. Here's something most people get completely wrong. The tarantula, the moment someone spots one, the instinct is to grab a shoe. But that tarantula sitting in the corner of your garage, its bite is no worse than a bee sting. Not because it's weak, but because its venom simply wasn't designed for something our size. Its real weapon is completely different. It flicks tiny barbed hairs directly from its abdomen into a threat's eyes. Hairs so fine you can barely see them, but sharp enough to cause days of intense irritation. And here's the part that stops most people cold. Some female tarantulas live for 30 years. 30 years of quiet, patient survival, mostly ignored, rarely understood. The tarantula has been misread by humans for centuries. It isn't a monster. It never was. Creature 2, Scorpion. The scorpion has a reputation that most people have never actually questioned. Walk into any room, mention scorpions, and everyone assumes instant death. But out of over 2,500 known species on this planet, only around 25 carry venom strong enough to kill a human. For the rest, a sting feels like a bad bee sting. Painful, yes, but survivable. Now, here's the part that genuinely surprises almost everyone. Scorpions glow bright blue, green under ultraviolet light. Not in some labs, not rarely, all of them everywhere, and scientists still don't fully understand why. And this creature has been doing this for over 400 million years. It walked this earth before the dinosaurs arrived, and it's still here after they're gone. The scorpion doesn't need our fear. It's already outlasted almost everything that ever existed. Creature 3, Praying Mantis. Take one look at a praying mantis and it seems harmless. A thin, still, peculiar insect frozen in place like it's waiting for something. It is waiting, and it's far more capable than it looks. The mantis is the only insect on Earth confirmed to hunt and eat hummingbirds. Not insects. Not small flies. Actual birds in mid-flight, caught with precision strikes faster than the human eye can follow. Beyond that, the mantis has 5 eyes, 2 large compound ones, and 3 smaller ones positioned between them, giving it nearly perfect spatial awareness in every direction. And that famous story about the female eating the male after mating, mostly a myth born from laboratory observations. In the wild, the male usually escapes. Praying mantis doesn't need drama to be impressive. Patience alone makes it one of the most effective hunters in the insect world. Creature 4, Lion. The lion carries the title of king, and most people picture a solitary predator, powerful, fearless, unstoppable alone. The reality is more interesting than that. Lions hunting alone fail far more often than they succeed. The real strength of a lion isn't in its body, it's in coordination. Lionesses execute hunts like a trained unit, flanking, cutting off escape routes, reading each other's movements without a single sound. The male's role is different. His roar carries 5 miles across open savanna, not to frighten prey, but to send a message to rival prides that this territory belongs to someone who will defend it. The lion isn't just the strongest animal in the grasslands. It understood teamwork long before we thought to give it a name. Creature 5, Elephant. Most people look at an elephant and see something slow, gentle, easy to predict. But elephants are communicating in ways we can't even detect. They produce low-frequency vibrations through the ground, frequencies too deep for human ears, and feel the responses through the skin on their feet from miles away, an entire conversation happening beneath the surface, completely invisible to us. They also return to the remains of dead family members years after losing them. touching the bones gently with their trunks in a ritual that no researcher has fully explained. And when threatened, that same gentle giant can reach 25 miles per hour in seconds, faster than most people can process what's happening. The elephant carries grief, memory, and raw power in the same body. There is nothing simple about it. Creature 6. Wolf. Wolves have been feared and hunted by humans for centuries. The image most people carry is of a dangerous pack predator, something to be driven out, eliminated, controlled. But in 1995, wolves were reintroduced to Yellowstone National Park, and what happened next changed how scientists understand entire ecosystems. The wolves changed the behavior of deer, who stopped overgrazing certain areas. Plants grew back along riverbanks. Tree roots stabilized the soil. One predator, reintroduced after decades of absence, reshaped the physical landscape of an entire national park. Beyond the ecology, wolves form bonds that last a lifetime. They mate for life. When a pack member dies, behavioral changes in surviving wolves have been documented for weeks afterward. The wolf isn't just a predator, it's a force that entire landscapes depend on. Creature 7. Honey badger. The honey badger looks like something that should be easy to dismiss. Small, stocky, not particularly impressive at first glance. But the honey badger operates by a completely different set of rules than almost any other animal on Earth. Its skin is so thick and so loosely attached to its body that it can physically turn around inside its own skin while being held, twisting to bite an attacker that thought it had won. That same skin resists bee stings, porcupine quills, and even the fangs of some venomous snakes. Honey badgers have been documented surviving black mamba bites, one of the most venomous snakes on the planet, passing out briefly, then waking up and continuing with their day as if nothing happened. They've been filmed confronting lions and leopards without hesitation. The honey badger doesn't weigh the odds. It simply does not accept the possibility of losing. Creature 8. Eagle. Most people understand that eagles have sharp eyes. What most people don't understand is the scale of it. Eagle vision is up to 8 times more powerful than human vision. Clear enough to identify a small rabbit from 2 miles in the air while traveling at speed. Their eyes are so large relative to their skull that they can barely move them independently, which is why eagles rotate their entire head in that distinctive, deliberate way, and their nests, built year after year, added to each season, can eventually weigh over a ton. Heavier than a small car, anchored in the top of a tree, built entirely from gathered materials over years of effort. Once an eagle selects a target, it doesn't react impulsively. It calculates angle, distance, and timing before it moves. The eagle doesn't watch the world the way we do. It processes it like a system. Creature 9. Goliath Birdeater. Most people assume the Goliath Birdeater is simply a tarantula that got bigger. It isn't. This spider has a leg span of up to 12 inches, set it next to a dinner plate, and the legs reach beyond the edge. When threatened, it produces a hissing sound by rubbing its legs together, loud enough to hear from several meters away, completely unexpected the first time you encounter it. And if the Goliath Birdeater loses a leg, it grows it back. Not a metaphor, it literally regenerates the limb during its next molt. Despite the name, it rarely hunts birds. Its diet is mostly insects, frogs, and small rodents. But the name exists because it can, and knowing that it can changes how you stand in the same room with it. The Goliath Birdeater is the largest spider on Earth. It has no interest in you, but you will have a very strong interest in it. Creature 10. Komodo Dragon. For decades, the accepted explanation for how Komodo dragons kill was simple. Bacteria. The idea was that their mouths were so filthy that a bite would cause fatal infection over time. Scientists have since found that explanation was wrong. Komodo dragons are venomous. They carry venom glands between their teeth that release anticoagulants when they bite, chemicals that prevent the blood from clotting, causing massive internal blood loss. Combined with that, they can run at 12 miles per hour and swim between islands without difficulty. They track prey by flicking their forked tongue into the air, picking up chemical signals that can lead them to a target from miles away. The Komodo dragon doesn't need to sprint after prey. It bites once, then follows at its own pace, tasting the air. It knows where you are. It has time. Creature 11, King Cobra. The King Cobra's reputation is built almost entirely on its venom, and the venom earns that reputation. A single bite carries enough to kill an elephant. Without treatment, a human can lose consciousness within minutes and die within half an hour. But the detail most people have never heard is this. The King Cobra is the only snake in the world that builds a nest. It gathers leaves and debris into a structure, lays its eggs inside, and then guards that nest aggressively against anything that approaches. It is a parent, a deliberate, protective, highly territorial parent, and when it rises into a defensive posture, it lifts a third of its body off the ground while still moving forward, bringing its head to the eye level of a standing adult human. The King Cobra doesn't rear back in fear. It rises to look you directly in the eyes before it decides what to do next. Creature 12, Tarantula Hawk. Most wasps sting when threatened and move on. The Tarantula Hawk has a completely different purpose for its sting. Researchers who study insect pain rank the Tarantula Hawk's sting as the second most painful of any insect on Earth. The description given by one entomologist who deliberately stung himself, because that's a thing that happens in science, was that the only rational response is to drop to the ground and simply scream until it passes. But the sting isn't designed for defense. It's designed for something far more calculated. The Tarantula Hawk hunts tarantulas. When it finds one, it delivers a precise sting that paralyzes the spider completely, not killing it, not sedating it. The tarantula remains fully alive, fully conscious, and completely unable to move a single leg. The wasp then drags it into a prepared burrow, lays a single egg on its body, and seals the entrance. When the larva hatches, it feeds on the living tarantula, carefully avoiding the vital organs to keep it alive and fresh for as long as the feeding takes. The Tarantula Hawk didn't evolve to kill quickly. It evolved to keep something alive against its will. For as long as useful, there is nothing else quite like it on Earth. So tell me honestly, which creature shocked you the most? The Tarantula Hawk, the Goliath Birdeater, or the praying mantis? Drop your answer in the comments. If you want more videos like this, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Next time we're covering creatures that look completely harmless, but are anything but. See you in the next one.